Hey everyone, it's Master Kyle Tyson. Welcome to our channel where we talk about all things motivational. Before we continue, please watch this video until the end. Thank you. Now back to our content. Today we're diving deep into a topic that I think a lot of us struggle with: habits that destroy your motivation. We all have those days where even getting out of bed feels impossible, right? But what if I told you that some of your daily habits could be making that lack of motivation even worse? Don't worry. We're not just going to point out the problems. We're also going to give you actionable steps to fix them. Because here's the thing, staying motivated is like a superpower. It's what allows us to achieve our goals, pursue our passions, and just generally be awesome. So let's get right into it. Okay, let's talk about procrastination. We've all been there, right? That essay due next week suddenly feels a million miles away. That project you've been meaning to start is still just a blank page. I mean, who needs to do laundry today when you can scroll through memes for 3 hours? Am I right? Don't answer that. But here's the thing about procrastination. It's a motivation killer. It's like this giant, comfy procrastination pillow fort that we build around ourselves. It feels safe and cozy in the moment, but the walls are made of unstarted projects and looming deadlines. And the longer we stay in that fort, the harder it is to break free. The guilt builds up. We start feeling overwhelmed, and suddenly even the smallest tasks feel insurmountable. So how do we escape the procrastination pillow fort? It's all about breaking down those tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks. Seriously, instead of thinking about writing that entire essay, tell yourself you'll just write for 15 minutes. Often, that's all it takes to build momentum. Also, try the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it right away. This could be making your bed, sending that email, or just putting your dirty clothes in the hamper. These small victories might seem insignificant, but they create a sense of accomplishment and keep the procrastination monster at bay. Okay, let's talk about that voice in your head. You know, the one, that irritating one that tells you you're not good enough, smart enough, or talented enough. We all have it to some extent, but for some of us, that voice can be downright brutal. And let me tell you, that negative self-talk is a motivation vampire, sucking the life and joy out of everything you do. It makes it hard to get started on anything because why bother if you're just going to fail anyway, right? But here's the thing, those negative thoughts, they're not you. They're just thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. One thing that helps is to actually pay attention to what your inner critic is saying. Write those thoughts down, almost like you're taking notes from a grumpy roommate. Then challenge those thoughts. Are they really true? What evidence do you have to support them? Chances are, when you really examine them, those negative thoughts start to crumble. Instead of focusing on your flaws, because we all have them, try focusing on your strengths. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? When you focus on the positive, it becomes easier to silence that inner critic and let your motivation shine through. Imagine you're trying to drive across the country with no map, no GPS, no destination in mind. You just start driving and hope for the best. Sounds kind of stressful, right? That's what it's like trying to stay motivated without setting goals. It's like wandering aimlessly without a clear direction. When you don't know what you're working towards, it's easy to lose sight of why you're doing anything at all. Setting goals gives you a sense of purpose, a reason to get out of bed in the morning. It doesn't matter if your goals are big or small, short-term or long-term. The important thing is to have something to strive for. Start by identifying what's important to you. What do you want to achieve in your life? Once you have a general idea, break those larger goals down into smaller, more manageable steps. This makes the process less daunting and allows you to celebrate those small victories along the way, which keeps that motivation engine running. Remember, your goals are your own. Don't compare them to anyone else's. So, you're scrolling through social media, and it seems like everyone is living their best life, right? They're all traveling to exotic locations, landing their dream jobs, and generally just killing it. It's easy to fall into the comparison trap, to measure our own worth against the carefully curated highlight reels of others. But here's the thing about comparison. It's a joy stealer. When we're constantly comparing ourselves to others, we're essentially saying that our own journey isn't good enough. We focus on what we lack instead of appreciating what we have. And that can be incredibly demotivating. Remember, everyone is on their own unique path. Just because someone else is achieving great things doesn't mean you're not capable of achieving great things too. Instead of comparing yourself to others, try comparing yourself to your past self. How far have you come? What obstacles have you overcome? What did you learn along the way? Celebrating your own progress, no matter how small, is a much better use of your time and energy than worrying about what everyone else is doing. Okay, let's be real for a second. When we're feeling burnt out and exhausted, it's pretty much impossible to be motivated. It's like trying to run a marathon on an empty stomach. It's just not going to happen. That's why self-care is so important. It's not selfish, it's essential. When you prioritize your physical, mental, and emotional well-being, you're giving yourself the energy and resilience you need to pursue your goals. This looks different for everyone, but it could be things like getting enough sleep, eating nourishing foods, moving your body in ways that feel good, spending time in nature, or connecting with loved ones. It could also mean setting boundaries, saying no to unproductive commitments that drain you, or simply taking some time for yourself to relax and recharge. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself allows you to show up as the best, most motivated version of yourself. Failure. It's a word that strikes fear into the hearts of many, a word often associated with shame and disappointment. But what if we reframe our relationship with failure? What if, instead of fearing it, we embraced it as an inevitable part of growth and learning? See, fear of failure can be paralyzing, keeps us stuck in our comfort zones, preventing us from taking risks and pursuing our dreams. We start thinking, what if I try and I fail? What if I put myself out there and I'm rejected? What if I invest all this time and energy into something and it doesn't work out? Those what ifs can become so loud that we never even try. And that's the real tragedy. Because here's the thing, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to it. Every successful person has failed at some point, probably many times. The difference is they didn't let those failures define them. They learned from their mistakes, they picked themselves up, and they kept going. So embrace the fear. Take that leap of faith. Put yourself out there, even if you're not sure what the outcome will be. You might be surprised by what you can achieve when you let go of the fear of failure and embrace the possibility of growth. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has given you some practical tips for identifying and overcoming those pesky habits that can sabotage your motivation. Remember, building lasting motivation is an ongoing journey, not a destination. There will be days when you feel unstoppable and days when you'd rather stay curled up under the covers. The important thing is to be kind to yourself. Celebrate your progress and keep moving forward one step at a time. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content on staying motivated and achieving your goals. As a matter of fact, I do have another video to keep you motivated. On your screen, go ahead, click on it, and I will see you there for the content, How to Stop Hating Yourself, The Chains of the Past.